This is a continuation of the systems of linear equations in two variables. So the way we looked at in the last video was called solving a system by substitution. So this video I want to look at using the addition method. Alright, so let's just look at an example real quick, and I'm just going to kind of abbreviate all this. Here's the example, and here's the system that I'm giving you. Let's say we have 3x minus 4y is equal to 11, and then the second equation is minus 3x plus 2y is equal to negative 7. So we can go through the process of the substitution method like we did earlier. You solve one of the equations for one of the variables, so we could take the bottom equation and solve for x. And then we take that and plug it into the first equation, and then out would pop our y value. But with the addition method, it's a little faster and a little simpler. In some cases it is. So what you do with the addition method is you literally can take these two equations and you can add them together. Alright? And the reason you'd want to do that, if you notice, you have a 3x and a minus 3x here. If you add that together, you get 0. And then you would just add the y's together and you would add the answers together. And out would pop your y value, very simply. And I'll show you how to do that here right now. But first, when you do the addition method, and really when you do the addition method, you want to make sure that your x's are lined up, your y's are lined up, and only thing on the right side of the equal sign are just the constants or the answers. Alright, so here we can see that we have a 3x and a minus 3x. So those are already going to cancel out, so we don't need to do any extra steps. So for here, all we have to do is add down. We have to just add these straight down. So 3x minus 3x is 0. Minus 4y plus 2y is minus 2y. And then 11 plus a negative 7, that's a positive 4. Alright? And so this gives you minus 2y is equal to 4. Divide both sides by negative 2, and you get y is equal to negative 2. Much simpler, faster, and this is foreshadowing some things to come in later lectures when we get to talk about matrices. Alright, and from this you can figure out what your x value is. So pause the video and I want you to figure out your x value here. So to find your x value, you just pick one of these equations and you plug this y equals 2 into there. So I'm going to use the top one. And then I'm going to plug y equals negative 2 in here for y. So you get 3x minus 4, and it's times y. We just said y was negative 2, and that's equal to 11. So 3x minus a negative 8, which makes that a positive 8, is equal to 11. Alright, and then 3x, subtract 8 from both sides, excuse me, that's equal to 3, so x is equal to 1. So your solution would be 1 comma negative 2, and you would want to check that also. But for right now, we're just going to save time. You know how to check that. I'm pretty confident in that. Alright, so what I want to do now is I want to show you another example. And I want to do the addition method. And what I want to do is I want to use the same system. I don't want to use the same system we used before. I want to use this system here. Let's say, and again I'm going to abbreviate solve. I'm just going to say solve the system. Solve, and here is the system. Let's say we have 3x plus 2y is equal to 48, and 9x minus 8y is equal to negative 24. So notice here that none of our x's don't cancel and our y's don't cancel out. They're not So to make one of these cancel, I would need, say, if this is 9x, I would need to make this 3x. I would need to make that a negative 9x, so that way when I add these together, that would become 0. Alright, so you can literally multiply the top equation by negative 3 to make this 3x a negative 9x. Alright, as long as you multiply the entire top equation, both sides of the equation, by negative 3, then it's still legal. We haven't changed the equation. So I'm going to say multiply. I'm just drawing a big arrow here, and then on top I'm writing what I'm doing. Multiply by negative 3. So when I multiply each term of this first equation by negative 3, I get negative 9x, and then negative 3 times 2y is a minus 6y, and that's equal to 48 times negative 3, which is negative 144. And then the bottom equation stays the same. It stays the same because I wanted to get this negative 9x and this 9x to cancel each other out. So now what we can do is we can add down. We can add down. We can add the x's, add the y's, and add the answers. So when I add negative 9x plus 9x, that gives me 0. Add negative 6y plus negative 8y is negative 14y, and that's equal to negative 168. Adding negative 144 and negative 24. Alright, and so negative 14y is equal to negative 168. Divide both sides by negative 14, and you get y is equal to 12. Now pause the video and try to find x. To find x, you simply pick one of the equations in your system and you plug this y value in. So let's make our life easier and use this top one. And really, it's probably about the same. You'd get the same answer no matter which one you plug it in. So this is 3x plus 2 times y, but y is 12 now. So I get 3x plus 24 is equal to 48. Subtract both sides by 24, so you get 3x is equal to 24. Divide by 3, and x is equal to 8. So your solution would be 8, 12. And you would want to check it. Alright, that is the addition method.